Welcome viewers to Historical Journeys. As Alan Krill stood beneath the grandeur of the Grand Canyon's towering shadows, his attention shifted from the breathtaking scenery to an unexpectedly captivating sight in Boulder. To the casual observer, the boulder seemed indistinguishable from others, having tumbled from the cliff face along Bright Angel Trail. Hikers and tourists passed it by without a second thought. Yet, a disquieting intuition nagged at Alan, prompting him to capture a photograph. This instinct proved crucial, for soon, experts would be seeking him out. Following a cliff collapse in the Grand Canyon, specialists unearthed a startling revelation within the photographed rock. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It only takes a second, and you won't miss any of our future videos. Let's get started. Far superior, it focuses a light on the far-off past, however, had the stone encompassing the splendid heavenly messenger trail not disintegrated, and had a geologist not coincidentally been strolling by, this mystery might well have stayed concealed for a long time into the future. Nevertheless, the Grand Canyon has been telling stories for a very long time before Krill even existed. It has been around for nearly 2 billion years when the world was very different from how it is now. Krill's exceptional stone might have shown up around then as well, in the locale that would turn into the terrific gully compressive powers and taking off temperatures made transformative and molten rock structure. Later, sedimentary layers were laid down, each of which can be read by modern geologists as a moment in the history of the area. However, the Colorado Plateau was formed by the movement of tectonic plates beneath the area about 70 million years ago. This high, flat area eventually covered about 130,000 square miles. The increased volumes of liquid also transformed the waterway that is now known as the Colorado River into a destructive and potent force over time. Furthermore, throughout millions of years, the Colorado waterway seethed across the level, diverting garbage that wore the stone beneath. It also began gradually to cut a path down through the igneous and sedimentary metamorphic layers. As time elapsed, the powerful Colorado waterway kept on cutting its direction through the level. And in the end, this groove became, yes, the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is now regarded as one of the world's 7 natural wonders. Geologists say that it reached its current depth about 1.2 million years ago, when the floods and spring melts of the last ice age stopped. The canyon would be where the Krill made his amazing discovery, but the Grand Canyon is not a complete phenomenon. The Colorado stream keeps on disintegrating the level even today, progressively eroding a large number of layers of rock. At about the very time that the Colorado waterway cut the most profound pieces of the gorge, people originally showed up in this piece of Arizona. The first Europeans then looked down into the crevice below by peering over the lip more than 1 million years later. In the present day, the ravine now attracts approximately 6 million visitors annually due to its breathtaking scenery, challenging hiking trails, and dramatic beauty. However, tourists aren't the only ones who travel to Arizona to see the Grand Canyon for themselves. Today, some of these rocks make up the most well-known parts of the Grand Canyon, which are the focus of numerous photographs taken by tourists throughout the year. For example, in 2014, geologists from the College of New Mexico distributed a paper that tested long-held convictions about the development of the gorge. Geologist Carl Karlstrom argued in the journal Nature Geoscience that the famous landmark was much younger than 70 million years old. He wrote that different parts of the canyon have different histories and different ages. However, they didn't join up to form the Grand Canyon until 5 to 6 million years ago, when the Colorado River ran through it. Karlstrom's findings have been controversial, and not everyone agrees with this new assessment of the Grand Canyon. However, it is troubling that there may not be enough time to get to the bottom of the matter, and an interview with Boston radio station WBUR was conducted in 2019. Geologist Wayne Ranney made sense of the Colorado stream is continually tearing away at the walls of the gorge and eliminating the proof of its earliest history. Other secrets, like the one that Krill was able to uncover, are being revealed for the first time as the Grand Canyon's rocks continue to erode. Furthermore, among these finds are old fossils, relics of the crude animals that walked this scene in the far-off past. For instance, the Public Park Administration, or NPS, declared that a bunch of fossilized impressions had been found and a remote ravine. These had once had a place with a kind of tetrapod, or four-footed animal, that resided in the district exactly a long time back. After studying the tracks, paleontologists discovered that they were an Ichneia etherium, a type of marking that is typically associated with a clade of tetrapods called dictymares, but had never been seen before in the desert. These new fossil tracks found in Fantastic Ravine Public Park give significant data about the paleoscience of the dictym blunders. Dr. Heider Francis Sheeny, of Brazilian scientist, made sense of in a 2019 public statement from the NPS. The dictymorphs were not supposed to live in a parched desert climate, since they didn't have the exemplary variations for being free of water. A comprehensive catalog of the Grand Canyon's fossil history was also announced by the National Park Service that same year, making it the largest database of paleontological information ever created. The Norwegian geologist led a group of college students on a hike along the Bright Angel Trail in 2016. Brilliant Heavenly Messenger Trail is really amazing without help from anyone else. To starting on the gorgeous southern edge at Stupendous Gully Town, the way runs for about 8 miles, dropping more than 4,000 feet to the Colorado stream. The boulder's source was obvious when he examined the rock more closely, where it was marked by a series of strange patterns on its surface. It was clear that it had come from the Manna Catcher Formation, an exposed part of cliff. A mudstone and limestone cliff that runs through the Grand Canyon is part of the rock layer known as the soup. I group them Anna-Catcher Formation. Additionally, it has been a component of the Colorado Plateau's intricate geological mix for millions of years. However, at some point, a portion of the Manna-Catcher Formation had broken down, putting the in-question boulder in the path of the Krill. Intrigued by the sign that he had spotted the Krill, he took a picture and sent it to Roland, a paleontologist at the University of Nevada. The examples were fossilized impressions from quite a while in the past, and after 2 years, the sensational find was reported at the yearly gathering of the general public of vertebrate fossil science. Additionally, the trio discussed the Bright Angel Trail find and fossilized Grand Canyon trackways in their work. By viewing past investigations of the Manna Catcher arrangement, as well as geographical guides of the district, the scientists had the option to pinpoint the age of the tracks with amazing accuracy. What's more, as it ended up, Krill had been on the right track to pause and investigate the harmless rock that he had found along the edge of the path. Because Roland had examined the footprints and determined that they belonged to the Carboniferous period and were approximately 313 million years old, they broke all previous records. They're accepted to be the most seasoned fossilized vertebrate impressions at any point tracked down in the Great Gully. Then Roland believes 2 prehistoric creatures crossed the ground diagonally at some point, leaving their footprints behind. These creatures would later form the Manna Catcher Formation. According to the statement, the Bright Angel Trail tracks document the use of this gate very early in the history of vertebrate animals. Living species of tetrapods, such as dogs and cats, for instance, routinely use a lateral sequence gait when they walk slowly rolling. They were probably kept alive by being covered in sand and water. In addition, this remarkable treasure remained hidden from the world for millions of years within the Manna Catcher Formation, awaiting its unveiling. Having said that, it appears that Roland's findings are far from conclusive, and they may still cause controversy in the field of paleontology. In August 2020, Grand Canyon's Mark Nebel explained to the Associated Press that the scientific community is divided on how to interpret tracks and the age of rocks, particularly how to determine what kind of animal left these tracks. In any case, for the time being, in any event, the brilliant Heavenly Messenger Trail stone remains an object of interest for scientists and geologists visiting the Fantastic Gorge. Now that they know something's there, it will draw more interest, And Krill's great disclosure will probably turn out to be one more attraction to perhaps America's most celebrated fascination. Thanks for watching. If you want to stay updated with our latest videos, subscribing is the way to go. Just click that red button below and become a part of our channel family.